Hello, I'm Ortho, and welcome back to episode 6 of this All the Mods Free remix series. And look at how much bigger my cave has got. So I said I was going to make a couple more chests and tidy up a bit, and I decided to actually go a little bit further than that because we are starting Mekanism today, and I wanted to have a bit more space. So let's jump right into it. First thing I want to do is build a heat generator. Nice easy recipe. I just need a bit of osmium, a furnace, some copper, some iron, and some wood planks. So I don't have any of those things, but hopefully I have most of it in my chests over here. And I've already forgotten where I put most of that stuff. So I've got some wood. I've definitely got some iron and some osmium. Do I have any copper? So no, I'll need to smelt up a bit of copper, but I definitely have enough. So I'll just get that smelting up in the smeltery. While the copper's smelting up, we can work on the next recipe, which will be some power cables, which in this mod are called universal cables. And we're just looking at the basic universal cables here. So I made some steel last time, and I just need that and a bit of redstone. So let me grab that out of the chest over here. So there's my steel, and the redstone actually I think is back over here. There we go. So I don't need much. Just, let's say 16 universal cables will be fine for now. The other thing I want will be a metallurgic infuser, which is just 2 furnaces, some osmium, iron, and redstone. Oh yes, so the other thing I need to grab from over here was a bit of cobblestone. So both of our recipes need furnaces, so I'll just make 3 of those. And our metallurgic infuser, nice simple recipe, and that is our first Mekanism machine. Excellent. It won't do anything just yet, because we need to make our heat generator. And for that, we'll need this copper. So let's go make that now. There we go, 1 heat generator. So let's just go over here. Let's put the heat generator right. Let's not put it quite like that. Pick that up again, and I want it this way round so that the power will come out of the back. And I want the metallurgic infuser. I'm not sure which way around this will go when I put it down. Ah, perfect. So that did go the right way around. And the heat generator, we could heat it passively by putting some lava next to it, but I don't want to do that because I am impatient. Actually, coal is a little bit valuable. What I'm going to do is cook up some charcoal so we can be using that as our power source. But for now, I will use a bit of coal just to get us going. You see, that's kind of converted into, it says lava, it's kind of more a representation of the amount of fuel we have available to burn. And you see that's filled up our RF bar in here, and it's also filled up the cable now, so that'll be filling up the energy buffer inside the generator as well. A bit later we'll have an energy storage cube as well. So now it's run out of coal, but that's fine. The next thing we're going to need, the metallurgic infuser, by the way, can also be used to make steel. We didn't do it this way, partly because I wanted to have the cable straight away. The other option would be to have put these 2 machines back to back while we did just enough to make the steel for the cable, but also because the one with the smeltery is more efficient and I could just make a whole load of steel straight away like that. In the metallurgic infuser, first thing I'm going to make is some enriched iron. And to do that, I'm going to put in some redstone into this left slot. Not too much because I don't have very much. And it's fairly inefficient. And sorry, I don't want to put steel in, do I? And I'm going to put some iron into this slot. And that will make me some enriched iron. With that redstone, we're going to put osmium in as well as the enriched iron. And that'll get us these basic control circuits. With the enriched iron and with the enriched alloy and the basic control circuits, we'll be able to make pretty much everything else we need. You see we're starting to run low on power here. So I've got a couple of these things. I'm going to go and grab some of my charcoal that's been cooking and throw that into my heat generator. And let's have a look at what we can make using basic control circuits. So I'm just going to hover over it and press U. And unfortunately, we're actually going to get a whole load of other recipes. So these are all Industrial Craft 2 recipes. And that's because of the OR dictionary. You have a look at this. It says accepts any circuit basic. So if we looked at the recipe for this, you see it's cycling through the basic circuit board from forestry, the circuit board from Industrial Craft 2, the various different, so all of the different circuit boards it's cycling through. So actually, if we do look at all the recipes that can be made from this, so many of them are from other mods. Actually, that wasn't such a brilliant idea of mine, which is a pity. But I do know what machines we want to make next. And the first is going to be the enrichment chamber. It's a brilliant machine and not too difficult to make. The only new thing is the steel casing. So for that, we're going to need some glass, but I think we already made some, so that's fine. And after the enrichment chamber, we're going to want the energized smelter. And for that, I'm going to need a couple more circuit boards. And that's the only new thing, or that's the only thing I need to worry about right now. So 2 more circuit boards, need to grab a bit of glass, and we've already got the steel. So that's fine. Okay, grab some sand from over here and make some glass. And we can get to crafting our enrichment chamber. So we'll start with the steel casing. First one. And we should have now everything we need to make the enrichment chamber. Perfect. So let's put that down. Let's not put it down right next to the metallurgy confuser. Let's leave a gap for complicated technical reasons. Good enough. But the next one we will actually put down right next to this for even more complicated and even more technical reasons. That's mostly a joke, by the way. The enrichment chamber's really useful. It's actually going to be the start of our first ore doubling. It's going to be the start of our mechanism ore doubling mechanic. Now, we already have ore doubling, so you might ask, what's the point? But remember that mechanism is going to take us way beyond ore doubling. And it's also going to do it a bit more automated than the smeltery does. So it is well worth doing. Oh, we did have glass after all. So let's get straight on to doing the energized smeltery. Or energized smelter, sorry. So we'll need another steel casing. And we can just build our energized smelter. JEI is a wonderful mod, as I do like to keep saying. So the energized smelter is just a furnace, but it runs on electricity. So all those 4, don't really need them anymore, because we just put our coal into this, and it makes electricity, which feeds these machines. So the reason I put them next to each other, well, there's one other thing I'm going to demonstrate first. One of the great things about one of the great uses for the enrichment chamber is that it can enrich redstone into, and you should always do this if you're using Mekanism, it makes it into compressed redstone, which doesn't have many uses, but if you use it in the metallurgic infuser, it just is a lot more efficient to use compressed redstone in there than normal redstone. So if we're making control circuits or enriched alloy in the future, we always want to use compressed redstone. But that's kind of separate from its ore doubling. Now we've got these two machines next to each other, so I just want to use the side config, and we've got inputs, outputs, and energy, and these are the sides of the machine, and actually they're pretty much set up how we want them to be. All we need to do is turn on auto eject, and this will now auto eject from the right hand side. And we just want to set this one up to have input from the side. And that should mean, I hope, that if we put, let's say, a bit of iron ore into the enrichment chamber, let's just do one to start off with, it should turn it into 2 pulverized iron, which will automatically get put into the energized smelter and processed. Now the only thing left to do is to get ourselves a chest, and I'm feeling kind of iron rich right now, so I think that's going to be 24 iron plates, which is not entirely what I wanted. I'd better make myself an oak chest to put in the middle of that. There we go. There we go. And so that side config is already correct. I just need to turn on auto eject on this as well. And you see our iron ingots have gone, and they're now in this chest. Like magic. So if I dump in all this iron ore, that'll all be doubled, put into the energized smelter, and dumped out into this chest. As if by magic. And that is our very basic auto smelting mechanic. You'll notice these machines are very quickly running out of power, and that's because we've got no more charcoal in our heat generator. So I'm just going to zip back over here and throw some charcoal in it. But that's not going to last too long. So there's another trick I'm going to do, which is that. Using charcoal to power an electric furnace to make charcoal. It's like magic. And then I don't think I can put this into there, it'll just take it out again. So I'm just going to sneak this into here, and we'll remember to put it back into the smelter later. The metallurgic infuser isn't currently doing anything because we don't really need it to. And that is our basic Mekanism setup. There's so much more we can do. Next episode, I want to try and upgrade this straight to ore tripling. Before then, I need to get some more redstone. The other thing we might do instead would be to upgrade the power supply, because just a heat generator isn't great. So I'll let you know on that one. Obviously, well, by the end of next episode, we'll know what I decided to do next episode. I can't guarantee more than that. But I don't think that's bad for one episode's work. It is definitely a decent start. And with that, it's time to say goodbye.